Welcome to Envision Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success presents The Momentum Shift. A show where we get inspired, we get moving, and we get results. Every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with your host, Eric Collier. He's the mayor of motivation and mental quicksand expert, bringing you inspiring interviews and empowering stories that will help to improve lives. If you're ready to start making the impossible possible, then you've joined the right show, because the momentum shift is what you've been looking for.
An individual will face is the gap that stands between where they are now and what they could become. So the question becomes, are you willing to climb? The greatest trick the mind will ever pull is convincing you that your greatness does not exist. Mama used to say, she said, Eric, what you do in the dark will come out in the light. And she means that you reap what you sow. You get what you put in. And so you got to put the work in. Why? Because you're going to step your game up and tap into that untapped potential of yours and become the greatest person that you can possibly become. Momentum shift. When you get stuck, you got to find a way to get going. And that is all about elevating your performance. You have to realize that high-level results are not products of low-level effort. So you got to step your game up. So you get stuck, you got to get yourself moving. And when you're down in the dumps, you're the only one that's going to be there. So you got to be your own hype man. What happens is when you don't realize that you have all that you ever need to create the life that you want to live, you're missing out. You're standing at the base of that mountain thinking and hoping somebody's going to save you when all you got to do is take action. Theodore Roosevelt said, he said that the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena with their face marred in dust with sweat and blood. You've got to get in the arena, claim your moment, take the opportunity to take your shot. Then when you're in that arena, think about this.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
Hello and welcome to the Momentum Shift podcast and radio show. I'm your host, C. Eric Collier, also known as the Mayor of Motivation. And the Momentum Shift podcast and radio show is a show designed to get you inspired, get you moving, so you can get results. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do just that. You know why? Because we're going to create a momentum shift through overcoming uncertainty. That's right. Check this out. Let me read this stat for you. 64% of Americans feel uncertain about their future. That's from Gallup. Here's another one for you. 60% of employees feel uncertain about their career path. Which one are you? Are you a part of that 66%? Or are you part of the 40% who feel stuck in their current role? So these are things you got to think about when it comes to uncertainty, because uncertainty has this power that many allow to hold them back. But I want you to know today that uncertainty is your driver towards achieving many different things. You see, there's this book that I once read by Damon John, and it's titled The Power of Broke, where most people allow broke to be their final destination. Many people in that book allow broke to drive them to doing the thing that they know they needed to do. And so today I want you to understand that uncertainty is that power you need to get moving. Let's take a look at it. So uncertainty, what's the definition? You got to take a look at that. And I think it's obvious to many, right? Uncertainty and its impact on leaders. We're going to take a look at that as well. But here we go. Uncertainty refers to a state of being uncertain, unclear, or unknown about a situation, outcome, or future event. Think about this. How many times have you been uncertain, or you didn't have all the answers, you didn't know which way to go, and because of that, you allowed yourself to stay stuck? See, they call that analysis and paralysis. I got to have all the answers before I get moving. I got to know all the right moves, the right steps to take before I get moving. And then trying to find all those answers, we get all this information in our head and we find ourselves stuck, never moving. How many of you suffer from procrastination? Well, guess what? That in itself is another form of uncertainty. I heard this story today, and it talked about how they hooked up this group of people to this sensor. And part of the group, they told them that there's a 50-50 chance that in answering these questions, they will get shocked. The other group, they told them it's a 100% chance that they would get shocked. And what they found was that the 50% group had more anxiety. They were nervous. Their heart rate increased. But those who were told that there's 100% that they would get shocked, relaxed, were more calm. So what's that tell you? Well, what we're finding out is that people it will accept a known pain, a known horror over uncertainty. So what I want to do today is to help you understand how you're addressing uncertainty, how you're facing doubt, fear, and worry, how you're allowing anxiety to hold you back. Because I want you to move forward. The Momentum Shift podcast and radio show, it's about moving you forward, ladies and gentlemen. It's about getting you on those next steps so that you can achieve those levels of success you've always wanted to achieve. So a quote I want to share with you that I want to make sure you understand. How you respond when faced with uncertainty determines the path your life will take. I'll say that again. How you respond to uncertainty determines the path your life will take. Write that down and remember it always, because when you face uncertainty, when you have doubt, fear, and worry creeping in your mind, you're stuck in that mental quicksand. Know that it's not about what happened to you. It's about how you respond. Here's something that we're going to take a look at today. We're going to take a look at some of the key benefits of uncertainty and how it can become that booster that you need for growth, innovation, and resilience. And we're going to understand how embracing that mysterious unknown can lead you to reaching high levels of success. So key takeaways we're going to walk away with, right? Key takeaways I want you to walk away with is always uncertainty is inevitable. No matter where you go, what you do in your life, there's always going to be a time when you don't have all the answers. There's always going to be a time when you're up against a wall and you're facing these challenges, you're setback after setback after setback, and you just don't know what to do. But by understanding the characteristics of uncertainty, where it puts you in your life and how it affects you and how you can actually use it to level up, is going to be key to your levels of reaching high levels of success. So again, back to our agenda, it's going to be important to understand that there's the self-awareness piece. As a motivational keynote speaker, leadership development, certified leadership, Maxwell leadership development facilitator and DISC facilitator, I focus on helping people understand their behavior patterns, how they act in certain situations, why they do, what they value. That's my goal in helping you win, because I believe when you understand who you are, you can move forward in life in a positive and meaningful and intentional manner. So we're going to take a look at that importance of the self-awareness piece in overcoming uncertainty. We're going to take a look at some strategies to help build your resilience, because you need that. You need that when you're facing the storms, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to need that. And then the also important, embracing the art of not having a clue. We don't know all the answers. We have no clue sometimes, but it's important to not what I call go in a turtle shell at that point. At that point, we must expand. We must move forward. We must take that risk, that calculated risk, and move forward. We don't know what the answer is, but you gotta move forward. Embracing the art of not having a clue is gonna be important. Then be curious. When you don't have a clue, don't use that as a reason to whine, complain, and sit back and tell everybody you don't know what to do and you can't move forward. No, find out what it's gonna take to move forward, because I guarantee you what you're facing in life, it may not be the exact same thing as someone else, but somebody was once facing uncertainty. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't have a clue as to what to do next. They just kept me moving. My mantra, my life mantra has become, I just keep pushing because nobody's going to do it for me. And that is a mindset you must take. I just keep pushing because nobody's going to do it for me. You know why? because nobody's going to do it for you. You've got to find a way. You can either move forward with no clue, or you can sit back and never find out for yourself. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, the life of regret is one you do not want to live. And I want to share with you too some key quotes for today. I already shared one for you. How you respond to uncertainty will determine your path. The second one I want to share with you: uncertainty is not the enemy to your success, it's an instrument for growth. Look at that. Uncertainty is not the enemy, it's an instrument for growth. Then take a look at this next one. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to take the next step. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with the next step. You might not have all the answers. You might not have a clue, but you'll never get there if you don't take the next step. And then the greatest obstacle to growth is not circumstance, but our own minds. That's a key too, because how we look at uncertainty, how we view it, our opportunities that have come out of it. You see, if you look at uncertainty as a negative, you won't see the opportunity in it. But if you look at it in a positive light and you say, what if I do this and it works? Those things are going to be the driver for you, because now you're going to find out, hey, if I give something a shot, I can get a little success. And I guarantee you a little success is better than no success. And I guarantee you a little success will help you get those victories you need to create the momentum shift that you need to get you on the next level of life that you want to reach. So I don't know where you are right now, but I want you to really dial it in today, because it's all about you uncovering that level of uncertainty you face right now. I don't know what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish in life, but at some point you have this thing where you just don't have the answers. You don't know who to turn to, but I guarantee you, if you just keep pushing, you'll figure it out. You know, when I talk to you about uncertainty and I talk to you about not having all the answers, the art of not having a clue is very important. I want to share this story with you, how Howard Schultz, the the CEO of Starbucks, was able to create a momentum shift in the company at a time when the economy was down, the stock was going down. It was just the company was plummeting. So take a look at this. In 2008, Howard Schultz, the Starbucks CEO, he faced unprecedented uncertainty. And I'm telling you, the global financial crisis had hit and consumer spending was declining. So they wasn't buying the expensive coffee. And then Starbucks stock prices had started to drop. And one of the things they were doing was struggling to stay afloat. So take a look at it. Now you get into all of this at one point, right? All of this stuff is hitting you. You're climbing that mountain to success. You're thinking, I'm on my way. We're rolling. We're doing some great things out there. And then boom, something hits you. You fall back. You start falling back down that hill. What do you do? Well, here's the challenge that Mr. Schultz faced. So he had to navigate the company through this uncertain environment while he maintained his core values and his mission. So think about this. A lot of times when you're faced with uncertainty, you stop doing those things that mean things to you, that you value. And so this self-awareness piece is important, because what Mr. Schultz said is, I'm going to find a way through this challenge, this uncertainty, but I'm going to maintain my mission. I'm going to maintain the vision that I have. I'm going to maintain my core values. I'm not going to go against what I believe is the right thing to do. And so in the midst of declining sales and his revenue, he was able to increase, as well as the increased competition he was facing, and then that change of the global economy. What he did was he stepped his game up. As part of it, right? So when you're faced with uncertainty and challenge and setback, what do you have to do? You got to step your game up, right? You got to think bigger. You got to do things differently. You can't keep doing the same thing and the same thing over and again and getting the same results. You do have to stay true to your values, your vision, and your mission, but you just got to do things a little bit different. So what did he do? He refocused on his core values. He reaffirmed Starbucks' commitment to quality, his customer service belief, and his social responsibility to the community, right? So think about it. He didn't change what he was doing. He refocused what he was doing, right? So how can I do it better? That's something that many people don't look at. They think that because I've done it this way and I've achieved levels of success, it doesn't get any better than this. I'll tell you, you can always get better. You never play your 100% best game. So refocusing on your core values and repackaging and redoing things different. He was innovative. What he did was he cut costs, and not in places that wasn't going to be effective. He cut costs on things like adding energy efficient equipment, and then he optimized the supply chain. So now instead of running all over the country in just some willy-nilly way, he structured it so that each step of the way on the supply chain, something was happening that affected the business where he was able to cut costs, gas, man hours, mistakes, right? The logistics were key into this. Many people wouldn't look at that, but the logistics were key in this. Then he invested in his employees. Think about that. How many companies invest in their employees during a time where they're losing money? The economy's bad. Most people will lay them off. But what he did was, I'm staying true to my mission, my core values, and my vision. So what does that mean? Part of his vision, his core values, and his mission, or vision, mission, and core values, was that he believed that his team, the people who worked for him, were important. He cared about them. Not only that, he understood the role they played in his mission of being able to serve quality, to create an environment, serve quality, high quality coffee, but to create an environment where people would come and connect and feel relaxed as though they're at home. And not only that, he'd give them great customer service. So he invested in his people because he wanted them to stay true to to the mission of staying with the company. He didn't want them to leave. He didn't want to put them out on the streets. He didn't want to see them struggling. He wanted to work on their level of understanding the mission, improving their training and their benefits, ensuring that they remain engaged and motivated just like he was. And then the strategic expansion. He looked at Starbucks product offerings and he started adding a new line. One of the quotes I heard during the pandemic was, when you see other companies retracting, or contracting, you should start expanding. And that's the key to really doing big things, taking your company to another level, never contracting, but expanding during time of adversity. And so he added an instant coffee to his market. He started introducing digital payments to it. So think about this. He's changing the game. Not only is he changing the game, he's telling everybody, hey, while you're going away, while you're falling apart, I'm expanding. Now you need to follow me. I'm setting the path here. And not only that, his clientele, his customer base, his employees are seeing it. And now what does that do? Hey, I'm building my client base. They see, they like it. They're more in love with this whole Starbucks mission, its environment, this culture that it's creating. And so what was the result? Well, 2010, sales rebounded 10%. 2015, his stock price recovered. And then Starbucks expanded globally and they entered new markets. Think about that for a second. All because he stayed true to his core values. My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, when you're facing adversity, stuck in uncertainty, are you staying true to your core values, your vision, and your mission, or are you stepping away from that, trying to be something that you're not? Well, see, that's where that self-awareness piece, if you know who you are and you operate in who you are, it's easier to move forward. Staying true to yourself is key. I want you to always remember that. Stay true to yourself. How you respond to uncertainty will determine your path. And so as we look at the lessons that we just learned here from Mr. Schultz, think about this. Staying true to your core values and mission, like I said, being innovative and adapting to changing circumstances. Many people aren't able to travel to weather the storms of uncertainty and adversity because they're not willing to adapt, adjust, and move on. Being flexible is key. I get it. You're on a mission, you have a goal, and you don't want to deter from that. But one of the things I always tell myself is I know that when my plan, I know that my plan isn't the plan. And so when my plan gets deterred, I know that there's only one source that's guiding me. And at that point, I have to look at what I would like to do and understand that there's an opportunity coming my way if I just adapt, adjust, and move on. I'm telling you, just keep pushing because nobody's going to do it for you. And you got to be adapt. You got to be able to adapt, be willing to move forward on a different path, understanding that the path you're on can only take you so far because you don't have all the answers. The life of uncertainty, right? Living in that world of uncertainty, nothing is promised to us. It's not guaranteed that we make a decision today and that's the path that we'll travel. Uncertainty will change that for you. But I can tell you this, if you look at uncertainty as an opportunity and not a negative, oh my goodness, your life will change so much more for you. So what I want to do is help you understand too, I'm a John Maxwell leadership team member. And I think one of the best books I could have ever read was the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And so when we talk about you being able to journey through or weather the storm of uncertainty, we got to look at navigating, right? You're navigating through a path that you have no clue. So we'll talk about the law of navigation, which is law number 4 in the 21 Irrefutable Laws. And that law of navigation says anybody can drive the boat, but it's those who have the vision to who can maneuver and guide the ship to what I call over the horizon target. So you can't see the target, but you got to be able to guide the ship. You got to be able to take the people who you're taking with you on a path, even though you can't see where you're going. One of the pictures that I like is there's a bridge over in China, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's 102 miles long. And at some point you get to this bridge and you can't see all the way across, right? Whether the sun is out or whatever, it disappears in the distance. And here's something else that you got to understand. Sometimes the weather's not always great. The sun's not always out, it's not beaming, and you can't see everything clearly. So in the haze, in the fog, in that wall of fog where you can only see just barely in front of you, you got to believe in yourself. You got to understand who you are, and you got to trust yourself. And you got to trust in the fact that where you're going is where you belong. And I tell you, you can get on this path and be in this life of uncertainty and you not have any clue, but you've got to just keep pushing. You got to keep moving forward. You've got to continue to work. You can't stay there and wait. You got to keep moving forward because tomorrow is not promised to you. There's no guarantee you're going to be here tomorrow. So I think the quote is says, live like today is your last day. And in athletics, in sports, they'll tell you play like today is your game. This is the last time you'll ever play. I think another one I saw was if you knew today was your last game, today's game was your last game, how hard would you play? Think about that. So we've got to get up every day knowing, hey, I might be in this storm. There might be this challenge. I have no clue of how to get out of it. But you got to just keep pushing. You got to keep moving forward and believe that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So Howard Schultz and how he led Starbucks through this uncertainty to emerge stronger and resilient is a great example of what many leaders do. I can tell you anybody who is successful in life, whether in their personal, professional, financial, spiritual, their business, doesn't matter. They're true to who they are. They understand how they operate. They understand why they do. They understand what's important to them. They understand the value of people. They understand the value of a team, leading individuals, helping other people experience something in their life that they never thought they could accomplish. And so there's value to that. It's not just some words that I read to you or that I've heard. I can tell you from experience, from being part of a team. I've been on sports teams since I was 6. I've been successful in the military. I've been successful in coaching teams. I've been successful in my work environment as well. Been awarded just like many of you. But I want you to understand when you take that and you look at what it means to your life, these aren't just accomplishments at work where you get awards and you get a parking spot and a bonus or a stipend or something. These are key traits that mean something to you. You do this automatically and you don't even realize it. You think you're doing it for an award, but these are things that are coming out of you automatically. You have these core values in you that if you don't sit back and identify what they are, what they mean to you in your life level of success, you'll miss out on the opportunity to operate in your strengths. If you don't understand the value of people and your ability to influence them, be able to influence those around you who don't look at you as a leader, man, I'm telling you, you have this personal power that will help you overcome the level of uncertainty, any level of uncertainty that you face. So be cognitive of who you are. I again, as a behavioral assessment as someone who assesses behavior in his coaching and his teaching, I can tell you there's nothing bigger, no bigger aha moment when someone realizes that, oh my gosh, this is why I do what I do in these situations. I've always wondered why I did that. Now I know. You see, you do things automatically and you don't even know why you do it. But I can tell you it's this self-awareness piece that's going to be key. And then, like I said, committing to something that's bigger than you. I can tell you, man, I can tell you coaching. I can tell you helping others. I can tell you that accomplishing great deeds that you never even thought you can do is something big. But when you help others do the same thing, man, man, that is huge. So I want to encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, as you step out into your journey today, as you step out and you start looking at what it is you want to accomplish in life and the level of uncertainty you're facing, always know that uncertainty is this power that you need to grow. It's this driver for your success, being able to achieve high levels of success that you never thought you could achieve. Uncertainty is that driver for you. I want you to stay focused on who you are. I can encourage you that if you've never taken a behavioral assessment, whether that be a DISC behavioral assessment, a Myers-Briggs assessment, a Gallup assessment, any of those behavioral assessments that are out there, if you've never taken one, I encourage you. And you can always reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you with getting your behavioral assessed, your behavioral and your personality assessment. Because I think, like I said, there's no other eye-opening experience than to be able to look at yourself and go, I know who I am. I know who I am in time of adversity. I know who I am when I'm just relaxing. I know who I am when I'm in the workspace and I'm managing teams or I'm leading a team. All of these different things are what behavior assessments give you an opportunity to look at. Then something else I want you to do, hey, practice self-reflection. I want you to sit back and take a look at how you operate right now. So sometimes you don't even realize it. So many people will face uncertainty, doubt, fear, and worry, and be anxious and overwhelmed, and never take the time to sit back and go, what am I going to do now? Or what do I do in these situations? I would encourage you to take that self-assessment and just ask yourself a few things. So when we look at taking an assessment and asking yourself a few things, the one thing you got to look at is who am I, right? Who am I? Why am I here? I think that's a great question to ask because a lot of times people don't understand the purpose of them being here or they don't understand that they have a bigger purpose in life. So when you look at that, take a look at who you're here, why you're here. I can give you real quick 7 steps to help you cultivate this mindset that's going to propel you forward. First thing you got to do is reframe uncertainty as opportunity for growth, right? That's going to be a key for you. Then focus on progress. Celebrate incremental successes. Think about this. Many of you have successes that you get on a daily basis. You get wins on a daily basis in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And because it's not huge, you may not separate them. I remember interviewing a gentleman by the name of Ty Nichols. He's the habit strategist. And he talks about just one, one tiny habit can help you shift momentum eventually, right? And so if you get one small win each day, eventually those small wins can create a big win that creates a momentum shift that you need in your life to move forward. And we all need a momentum shift at some point, ladies and gentlemen. We all need a momentum shift in our life that really takes us from being stuck and stagnant to moving forward. And guess what? Momentum, once you get going and you start picking up momentum, things get a little easier for you. Progress starts happening a little bit quicker. And I give you an example, working out. It gets tough at first because you're working out and you're doing some really great work every day. And you get on the scale and you realize, it's not moving. But because you continue on and because you start getting those wins that you can't see, what my mom always told me is that what you do in the dark soon comes to light. So you got to understand that in the process, the law of process says that you just got to get in the process. Sooner or later, your victories are going to come. And in that, you start dropping weight off. And that weight falling off. And you won't even realize it until somebody comes to you and go, are you losing weight? And you like, yeah, that's why I've been wondering why I've been pulling my pants up all the time. Yes, that's it. Get in the process. The law of process is going to be key to you. And because you want to get the law of victory. That's what you want. You want those victories. Those victories create big momentum. That's what we want in life. That's what this show is all about, momentum. So focus on progress. Then develop that self-trust by reflecting on your past experiences. How many times have you faced uncertainty and stayed stuck? How many times have you faced uncertainty, but you kept pushing and you got a win? Take a look at those, right? You got the win because you kept pushing. You stayed stuck because you didn't. Which one makes more sense? Success or regret? Then practice mindfulness. Stay present in managing your anxiety. You know, one of the best things that you can do is understanding your triggers. You know, a lot of times we get in a situation and we start doing something different, and immediately we want to go, ooh, this is a little overwhelming. Well, that's your body saying, your mind saying, hey, we need to go back to this easy way of doing things. You know, the stuff that we're comfortable with, the stuff that we do all the time, because this is a little too overwhelming. Well, the reason it's overwhelming is because you've never done it before. You're now doing something new. You're doing something different. You're doing it at a higher level, a higher pace. You're doing it more consistent, and you're making a habit of it. And now you're getting this level of success that you're not used to. So don't self-sabotage it. Keep moving forward on that. So how you're going to stay mindful and manage that is have a routine every morning where you're getting up and maybe you're journaling or you're journaling before you go to bed. Maybe you're meditating before you go to bed or in the morning when you wake up. But find a way to visualize what it is you're going to do all day, what it is you're working for, why you're working for it, what you want to accomplish, what you'll do when you accomplish those things, and understand, visualize what success looks like to you during those time frames. It's going to be important. And then embrace the curiosity. Everything you're living in, ladies and gentlemen, was built off of curiosity. The car you drive, the planes you fly on, the house you live in, curiosity. Omar said curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Hey, be curious. You do not have all the answers, but what if there was an answer that would help you move forward? How would you find it? By being curious. What if question is huge into your life. You've got to be able to find a way to move forward, to get those victories, create the momentum shift you need to live in the life you want to live. Then take consistent action. Be committed to what it is you say you're going to do. Be committed. That's the huge part. So many people give up on their commitment before they ever see results. And I want you to stay committed. You know why? Because you deserve to be successful. You deserve to achieve things at a high level. You deserve so much more in your life. And I'm telling you this, you were built for so much more in your life. Where you are now is not where you're meant to be. So please stay committed. Be consistent in your actions. Stay committed to what it is you said you're going to do and see it through. Oh man, see it through, because I'm telling you, when you get there, when you start getting those wins, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think you ever get there, but you get these victories that make you feel like there. But then you realize that when I'm on top of one mountain, I got another mountain to go. You know why? Because where I'm at is not where I'm supposed to end up. And then cultivate support from from those around you. So you got to find a team. You got to create this network. I always say this: each and every one of us, from the day we're born, are putting together this puzzle that doesn't have a pretty pattern, picture, or design. It's our job to put that together. It starts with us understanding who we are, so that connection of us is key. And from there, we're able to start connecting to those individuals who mean something to us, who we can help, who can support us, who we can support, who we can come together, partner with, and help those other ones that each and every one of us want to reach. It's bigger than us, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about we. What we can accomplish together is so much more than what we can accomplish alone. So we got to create a community of support, a community of people who are willing to help others and really go forward with it and stay committed in that movement. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, this life of uncertainty, embrace it, because there's nothing happier than waking up every day and not having all the answers. You know why? Because it challenges you to do some research. It challenges you to try things. Man, just give it a shot. You think about this, a child, they don't always have all the answers, but they're willing to give it a shot. And not only are they willing to give it a shot, when they fall, they get knocked down, they have a setback, they get back up, dust themselves off, and they try it again another way. Think about this. You have everything that you need to accomplish what it is you need to accomplish in life. One of my favorite poems is the poem Invictus is one of them, but Equipment is one. And I think that to me says a lot, because so many people, when asked about great leaders, people who have done great things, never look at themselves as being great. They look at people who have done great things and they say, well, they had something given to them. Well, they had something more than what I have. The only thing different that they had, that you had, is the will to be curious, willingness to try, to be curious, and to find out whether or not their belief that it could be possible was possible. So I want you to be willing to try things, because you too have what the greats have. You have two arms, two hands, two legs, two eyes, and a brain to use if you would be wise. That, ladies and gentlemen, is where all the greats have started, and you get to start there too. And so from that, you can create great things. And I want to encourage you to get up every day believing that I too am great and I can accomplish some great things, because in that mindset is where great things develop, momentum is shifted, and opportunities are created for you to be able to live in that life that you always wanted to live. So always practice that self-reflection and awareness. I encourage you to get that behavioral and personality assessment, either with DISC, your Myers-Briggs, Gallup, the 5 behaviorals, all of those different things. I want you to develop a growth mindset. Believe in yourself. Always be a continuous learner. Pick up a book on a daily basis and read something that's going to help you shape your mind, transform your mind to a higher level, give you a different perspective. Look at other individuals and how they operate and ask yourself, what are they doing that I'm not? Maybe I can do it better. Would that help me? Maybe if I ask them a question, they could help me figure some things out a little bit. They could be a mentor. They could be a coach. All these opportunities are out there right with you, but you got to develop a mindset that says, I'm willing to learn from somebody who's doing something. And then build a support network. You know what? It's great to have a team. You may not always have that. You can be your own support network. I tell you, sometimes in this world of uncertainty, you got to support yourself because nobody else is there. Like I said, I just keep pushing because nobody's going to do it for me. And when nobody's doing it for me, I had to do it for myself. And you do too, ladies and gentlemen. You can't always have somebody with you. You got to answer the call on your own. I played baseball for many years, and when I get up to bat, it's me against the pitcher. And that's where you're at right now. You against uncertainty. Are you going to take that bat off your shoulders and take a nice swing at that strike that's coming down the plate? Or are you going to watch it 3 times in a row and strike out? Ladies and gentlemen, don't live the life of regret. Take that swing. Take your shot. Be calculated in all your risks that you take and understand that you're doing it for a reason. And it might not give you the result that you want, but get back up and try again. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to answer this one question. What's the one thing you can do today to push yourself through uncertainty? And then leave a lasting legacy. You know, one of the questions that we're always asked when you leave this world, what would you like people to say about you? A great question. What will people say about you? Will they say that you were someone who was afraid to take a chance? Would they say that you're someone who was afraid to get out of their comfort zone? Would they say that you're somebody who had great talent, wisdom, wise, smart, but never took a shot? I don't want you to be that individual, ladies and gentlemen. The law of legacy says you're going out there and you're accomplishing great things in life, and then you're developing those who are behind you, giving them an opportunity, reaching back and helping those accomplish some great things. That legacy that you want, ladies and gentlemen, says that I've done some great things. And not only that, he's somebody who reached back and he helped develop others. I think I like what John Maxwell says. Leaders develop leaders who develop leaders who develop leaders. I look at it as a multi-level marketing thing, right? It's not about me, but it's about the 3 that I know. How can I help the 3 that I know so that they help the 3 that they know? And how do those 3 help the 3 that they know? And if we continue that process, there comes our legacy. You had that opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, but it's got to start with you today. Remember, you don't have to have all the answers to get started, but you do have to get started to find the answers. So until next week, ladies and gentlemen, I'm C. Eric Collier, host of the Momentum Shift podcast and radio show, a show designed to get you inspired, get you moving so you can get results. And I hope today you get off this call and you go out and you start taking action to achieve those things you want to achieve in life. Until next week, take care. My name is Eric Collier. I'm a veteran of the United States Army and Navy. I'm a 2-time Amazon International best-selling co-author, and I'm an entrepreneur. And I love helping people, and I love coaching people. And I've done that successfully for over 20 years because I really want to see people win. And there is no greater feeling of joy than to witness someone who has just experienced that aha moment go on and change their lives and start doing what they thought was impossible and turning it into what is possible for them. So my goal, my mission each week is to simply do this. Help improve lives. That's all I want to do. Help you improve your life because you deserve to live in the greatness that is you. Now, every Friday, I want you to be ready. I want you to be ready for either an interview of these incredible people, a solo episode with myself, or maybe a remix of multiple interviews of these incredible, inspiring people. Begin
The goal is simply to help improve lives, and we're going to leave you with some nuggets for success. It's going to help you create that momentum shift that's going to really change your life. I'm really grateful to have you join me. I'm looking forward to having your feedback and helping to improve the show. And the one thing I'm really grateful about is I get to hear your stories of how you created that momentum shift that changed your life. So get ready, because the momentum shift is what you've been waiting for.
Thank you for joining The Momentum Shift, a show bringing you interviews and stories of incredible people to help you get inspired, get moving, and get results to ultimately create the life-changing momentum shift that will improve your life. Join host Eric Collier, the mayor of motivation and mental quicksand expert, every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for The Momentum Shift, the show and change you've been looking for.